Many people are concerned about Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney said he was off the bottle. Some people think that Ryan Garcia seems just different. Confidence, a little bit different, moving around, real fidgety. Ryan Garcia also says that he had some kind of supernatural experience. And Ryan Garcia also said in this interview with The Breakfast Club and Charlemagne, DJ Envy, that he was wondering, like, did I get hit that hard? Because he said he had trouble remembering things. Kind of a shocking revelation from Ryan Garcia ahead of a much anticipated Devin Haney fight that I must explore just a bit further. So let's get the headphones. Subscribe to the channel and roll the clip.
So what's important, which is my mental and emotional well-being.
I had no choice. It was like so intense that I'm like, damn. Like usually I could get past things because I'm mentally strong, but this one was. It was like, nope, you're not getting up today. I'm like,
wow, he said you're not getting up today. I don't know what he was going through, but he said it forced him to stay in bed. Listen,
emotional well-being.
I had no choice. It was like so intense that I'm like, damn. Like usually I could get past things because I'm mentally strong, but this one was. It was like, nope, you're not getting up today. I'm like, damn.
So it was depression?
It was everything. I
was
thought I
everything.
losing my mind. I was like, I can't remember shit. I'm like,
so you heard him?
No
You heard him?
The field like boxing, because y'all just supposed to be tough.
this one was. It was like, nope, you're not getting up today.
Listen,
Damn.
So it was depression?
It was everything. I thought I was losing my mind. I was like, I can't remember shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, there's no way I got hit that hard.
Wow.
There ain't no way.
I hate to say it, but that sounds like the way he's depicting it, he's making it sound like it's CTE or something. If you're forgetful and like losing your like memory loss. And this is after the Campbell fight.
Damn.
So it was depression?
It was everything. I thought I was losing my mind. I was like, I can't remember shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, there's no way I got hit that hard.
Wow.
There ain't no way.
Oh, this is after the Tank fight?
Campbell. It was
Okay.
after Campbell. This is
Campbell,
2021. No, a Tank fight. I was good. Next day I was chilling. But yeah, that fight. It was another thing he did to me. It was just. It was deep, man. I mean, if I was gonna go,
Listen right here.
Like, I'll tell you the real story of it. Like, I had a supernatural, spiritual experience. I can't even. I don't even. It don't.
What?
Deep, man. I mean, if I was gonna go in, like, I'll tell you the real story of it. Like, I had a supernatural, spiritual experience. I can't even. I don't even. It don't make no sense.
Was you on something?
No, I don't do nothing. It was just my mind.
Hold on. Hey, Charlemagne out of pocket. Charlemagne is out of pocket, bro. The man said he had an out-of-body experience, or whatever Ryan's talking about. He basically said, smash the like button. He basically said he had an out-of-body experience. I mean, he's not eloquent in describing this, so I don't know exactly what Ryan Garcia had going on, but he said he had some kind of supernatural. I don't know if this is like ghosts or aliens or some kind of paranormal, entity or ethereal forces. I don't know. I'm not Ryan Garcia and he's not really describing it well. Charlemagne gonna say, were you on something? Like, were you high on something? Hey, Charlemagne, that was funny. That reminds me of Charlemagne when Safari the rapper, Nicki Minaj's ex, was doing that freestyle. And he was like, some the pockets of Atkins, something on the diet, your pockets of Atkins. And then Charlemagne was like, nah, man, like, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. Right after he freestyled. That's what that reminded me of. Charlemagne is super blunt. That's hilarious. Listen.
I can't remember shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, there's no way I got hit that hard.
Wow.
There ain't no way.
Oh, this is after the Tank fight?
Campbell. It was
Okay.
after Campbell. This is
Campbell,
2021. No, a Tank fight. I was good. Next day I was chilling. But yeah, that fight. It was another thing he did to me. It was just. It was deep, man. I mean, if I was gonna go in, like, I'll tell you the real story of it. Like, I had a supernatural, spiritual experience. I can't even. It don't make no sense.
Was you on something?
No, I don't do drugs, nothing.
Yeah,
it was just prayer at nighttime. Boom, it happened. And I was like, I was good for a long time, but then I started logically trying to think about it, like what just happened to me, and then that tripped me out, and then I just started going, like then I just got depressed because I didn't know what happened to me. I always believe in God though. I'm very spiritual. Absolutely. I feel energy like quick. Sometimes I could just know.
And I think like Charlamagne's trying to understand, like if you like I'm looking at Charlamagne's face and he's just like trying to understand where this story is going. It's like one big long run-on sentence. I'm not really understanding what Ryan is even saying.
What you're gonna say before you say it's crazy. But this time,
what did he say?
It was just something. And then I just got depressed because I didn't know what happened to me. I always believe in God though. I'm very spiritual. Absolutely. I feel energy like quick. Sometimes I could just know what you're gonna say before you say. It's crazy.
Ryan, he needs to work on his like speech about this stuff. I know what you're gonna say before you say it. So he's psychic.
But this time it was just something different. It was like, yo, okay, this is real. It's happening to me. And then it just took me time to like process it, and then come back to God and say, what was that?
Did you get a therapist, a spiritual leader? Like
no, just one day, like I was playing poker, and I was just like depressed, drinking, and this dude comes up to me and
I was depressed, drinking.
Goes, hey, can I talk to you? I'm like, and I was just like, yeah.
So he's gambling and drinking. Hey man, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, bro, I guess. And at this time, I'm already checked out. I don't really care. And then he goes, do you know who you are? I said, yeah, I know who I am.
Do you know you are?
And he goes, God has something for you. Like, what are you doing? Like, wake up. And then boom, I just snapped out of it. And after that, I was like, all right, getting right back to it.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
wow.
That's amazing.
I'm so done. Like, truth be told, I don't even know what Ryan really even said right there. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't even know what Ryan was even talking about. He was talking about some kind of spiritual, ethereal force. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section what that was about. But many fans are definitely concerned that Ryan Garcia, is he taking this Devin Haney fight extremely serious? Devin Haney said at the press conference that Ryan Garcia was drunk. Now, Ryan Garcia said he don't do nothing, but then moments later he said he was depressed and he was gambling, playing poker, and that he was drinking. And some guy, I don't know what that story was about. He said some random guy came up to him and said, do you know who you are? God got you, or whatever the case was. That was extremely weird. And, with Devin Haney at the press conference, they did the New York stop. He's saying that, ultimately Ryan was off booze. He was a wino. He was drinking. That's pretty shocking because it wasn't like a nighttime press conference. So why would Ryan be drunk at the press conference? And the thing about people when they drink is they may not know that they're drunk and inebriated, but when you're sober, you can tell. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, you could be somewhere and somebody's like obnoxiously drunk and they're so in the zone because they off that liquor that they're in their own world with it. But to a sober person, this is easy to point out and tell this person is extremely intoxicated. Like, even if you see those police cam where they got the dash cam or whatever, and then they pull over certain people and do the field sobriety test and have them, like, it's all being recorded. And I've seen certain ones where they're doing the breathalyzer and stuff, and you could just hear, because it'll be like an episode of like a cops type show. You can find them on YouTube, and they'll have the subtitles to the words of what's being said, and the person, they'll be like, say your alphabets, and they'll be like A, B, X, Z, D, M, and in their world, because you're so like impaired judgment wise, you're just rambling and you don't understand how flagrantly obvious. So I'm not saying Ryan Garcia absolutely was drinking because I wasn't in New York. But what I'm saying from a Devin Haney perspective and Bill Haney, two devout Muslims, and Devin Haney, I don't believe drinks, he might be able to have smelled the alcohol on Ryan Garcia. Either way, I find Ryan's recent behavior in the buildup for this fight extremely weird, and it doesn't help that Devin Haney is saying that he's drunk. Devin Haney went on Twitter at least twice and said that Ryan Garcia is playing with his nose, if you know what I mean. He said that Ryan Garcia liked the nose candy and play with his nose. And I don't know, this is just bizarre. The other thing I noticed, and I tweeted this, is Ryan Garcia, his voice sounds hoarse. Like his throat sounded like it's real rawed out. Pause. That's a pause. Shout out to Cameron and Mace. Killer. That's a definite pause. But you see what I'm saying? His voice just sounds like real rough, like he'd been screaming. Now, initially, it was when I first noticed it, it was after the Super Bowl stuff, right? Right around the Super Bowl. Ryan went to the Super Bowl. He was in Vegas. They did the Super Bowl. My 49ers lost, unfortunately. But Ryan was there for the festivities. So in my mind, I initially thought, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he went partying and he was at the Super Bowl game. He yelled at Devin Haney and like kind of choked him and pushed him. So he had a wild, set of days. So I was just assuming his voice was kind of, gone, or, you go to a concert and you're screaming, things like that. So I was thinking like, all right, the Super Bowl, you're in the desert, Las Vegas, super humid, easy, very easy to get dehydrated. So maybe something like that happened. But we're talking weeks after the Super Bowl, and he's doing other interviews. Like I seen he did this interview that's on YouTube, and he was saying that Devin Haney can't punch and this and that, right? And in that interview, his voice was raw. When he's talking to the Breakfast Club, his voice sounds different. And it sounds like, if anybody else has heard this, let me know in the comment section. So I'm super curious as to what even happened. Like Tyson Fury said he got punched in the throat or the Adam's apple, and it did something to his vocal cord. That's why Tyson Fury sounds even more like raspy and hoarse. But I haven't heard anything about Ryan Garcia. And then with Devin Haney, saying he's drinking at the press conference, or he's drunk, or he's off booze, he playing with his nose. It got people, I ain't one to beat around the bush. It got a lot of people talking like, what is up with Ryan Garcia? Another thing I noticed, despite the hoarse voice that I'm hearing from Ryan Garcia, is when you watch these Ryan Garcia interviews, there's times where he's like, he keeps scrunching up his face. It's super weird. Like make it, you guys get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I can't do it. But Ryan Garcia is making these faces like almost like somebody who has Tourette Syndrome that has tics. Because I used to work with a guy that had Tourette Syndrome. He legit had Tourette Syndrome, and we worked together, and he didn't like to take whatever Ritalin or whatever medicine from the doctor because he said it made him drowsy and he didn't like how it made him feel. So he just opted to take nothing, and he stopped taking his medicine, and he'd be like ticking at work, like corn dog. And he was doing all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Popeye loves his spinach. And he was just having his tics. That's what it looks like with Ryan, and none of this stuff is accounted for. Like, look at his face. Right here, you can kind of see it. He just keeps doing this, like it almost looks like involuntary. I'm just wondering what's going on. Lastly, I seen the usual suspects and the tank haters. They're saying that Ryan Garcia is the supreme version of himself in this fight with Devin Haney, but he was weakened and he wasn't his best version when he fought Gervonta Davis. What a coincidence. The anti-PBC crowd, the people who hate premier boxing champions, PBC, oftentimes they're fighters as well, oftentimes black fighters, that they don't like Gervonta Davis, people have collectively tried to find a reason to discredit Gervonta Davis and lessen his victory because he stopped Ryan Garcia. They're saying stuff like, oh, Gervonta didn't get the real Ryan Garcia. He's at his healthy weight. He's 140 pounds now. He's big and he's strong, and this makes all the sense in the world. The problem is you can't have your cake and eat it too. They're saying all this. This is the best version of Ryan, and Devin Haney's getting the true Ryan Garcia. But at the same time, Devin Haney himself is saying the man is an alcoholic and a drunk and on booze and reeks of booze and is playing with his nose. So you mean to tell me the best version of Ryan Garcia? And I'm not saying, I don't know if he's on something, but I'm going off of what Devin is saying. Devin says he's playing with his nose. Devin said he was drunk at the press conference. Again, I wasn't there, so that's on them. But I'm saying if these things are true, how are people discrediting Gervonta Davis, saying that the undefeated Ryan that he fought because of weight stipulations wasn't the real Ryan, and this is a much better version? How is it a much better version of Ryan Garcia if people are saying it looks like he's on drugs and he's ticking, and Devin Haney is saying he's drunk and on drugs and playing with his nose? Make that make sense. So you know what it is. You know I'm the best in the business. Hit the subscribe button. Hopefully it's a great fight, but I do have certain concerns about this fight with what I'm hearing. It looks like when Ryan Garcia is doing these interviews, it's almost cringeworthy stuff from his team. Like you see the Golden Boy PR lady, she's in the back, and certain parts of this interview with the Breakfast Club where Ryan Garcia is speaking, she's like, it just looks uncomfortable. Like, you know, those certain celebrities where you don't know what they're going to say and it makes them so unpredictable. That's what I kind of feel like with Ryan Garcia. I don't know if it's how he articulates stuff, but he's talking about supernatural and his depression. And I don't know if he's the best guy to kind of elaborate and eloquently break down to the point where you can understand and visualize. He's telling some story about some guy that came up to him when he was drinking and gambling and he was depressed. And then keep in mind, he's already overcame this. You're supposed to be promoting the Devin Haney fight, and you're getting lured into these kind of like, slippery kind of conversation pieces. And I already thought Devin Haney was the favorite. Devin looks totally focused. He is in shape. He looks big, but, he got plenty of time to actually make the 140. And Devin just looks more dialed in. Devin, his face is not like doing this and like making these gestures. And I don't know what's going on with Ryan Garcia. I don't know if it's nervous energy. I don't know if he feels forced into the fight. I can't really suggest what it is. Some people are saying that he's on something. He's on Adderall or some kind of prescription. I don't know. I don't know any of that. There's not far be it from me to just like put a bunch of speculation. But the point is, I don't duck or dodge no conversation. People are talking and people are saying they believe Ryan Garcia is like tweaking, like something is up with him. And the weirdest thing is the mere fact that none of these things have been explained. Why is his voice all of a sudden hoarse and it don't sound like his voice is coming back? Like, what would you do if you watch my channel? I've been doing this like 10 plus years and you've been watching my channel and then all of a sudden my voice changed and it was like high pitched or something. And I sound like Michelle A. I was steaming in the beaming. You'd be like, what the heck happened to the man Ego's voice? We just literally, like, did Ryan go through puberty after signing the Haney fight? What happened to the man's voice? I don't understand. And media will ask all these other questions when they get in front of him. They won't ask him that. I'm curious. I'm really, truly curious what is up with his voice. Like, are you not drinking enough water or liquids? Do you have like the flu, strep throat, mono? Like, I'm just curious. I never recall that. And then the time, like Sean Strickland, he got in an accident. So I think his voice had changed. Tyson Fury, as I mentioned earlier in this video, he got punched wrong in the throat and his voice changed. So I can understand, or like the DOC, he got in a car wreck, his voice changed. Like, I get it if it makes sense. This is totally unexplained from Ryan Garcia. And I don't think these interviews are helping him. And, you know, a lot of people speculating. But we'll see how it is on Thursday when they do the press conference. I just want to see a good fight. And people are saying this is the best version of Ryan Garcia. Is it truly? You know, hopefully it is. But so far, it's off to a bit of a rough start, at least for me.